I'm Reverend Spaceman. I saw Terminator Genisys last night, and gonna share some thoughts on that, like I tend to do lately, I guess. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I thought it was a fun kind of retreading of certain events, and that wasn't the whole movie. I guess I'll say spoiler alert. I'm not gonna. It's hard for me to talk about a movie without spoiling it too much, but the non-spoiler version is basically, yeah, I enjoyed it. If you like Terminator movies, if you like time travel enough that you're not cynical about the fact that it's a new attempt at something in the franchise, I'd say you should give it a shot. So that's the gist of no spoilers, and here we go. I really liked the way that they approached handling the events of the first movie, interspliced with a few events of the second movie, but happening at the time of the first movie. You had Kyle Reese going back in time to what he thought would be the first movie. It seems like, he thinks he's going to be going back and meet Sarah Connor as a waitress and all that, the regular 80s, and then he gets there and this is like when the timeline deviates, I guess. There's a whole I'd have to do an entire whole video just to talk about the Terminator timeline, but I don't think I will. So when he gets there, the timeline's been disrupted. A T-1000 from Terminator 2 is chasing him now instead of Arnold T-800, whatever. But I mean, I don't think that really matters to him. He doesn't seem to know what Terminator had chased him, but the liquid metal thing confuses him. So he gets rescued by Sarah Connor. She says the famous line, you've seen that in the trailer. Her and Arnold have at this point already taken out the other Arnold, which I thought it looked alright. I mean, there are a few kind of points where you can see, it's obviously his CGI face, but I didn't think it was too bad, and it's really the only way to get what they were trying to do with that old scene, so I was fine with it. And seeing Grandpa Arnold show up and gun down the original was kind of cool, and then Sarah Connor shoots him with her sniper rifle, and then basically the entirety of the first movie has been screwed up by the time travel. Not screwed up in a way that means I don't, this movie screwed up the first movie. It just has altered the events. That's fine. X-Men Days of Future Past did that. That's fine. It doesn't erase the original. It just creates its own altered version of those events so that the franchise can continue in its own way. I'm fine with that. We find out, Arnie's been building a time machine underground. Sarah Connor and Kyle Reese go to the future. They're going to go to 97, where the original Doomsday was supposedly going to happen. But we find out that Kyle Reese hasn't been getting, but he got some memories from this timeline during his time travel, saying that it's actually going to be 2017. Alright. 2017, as soon as they get to the year 2017, it is not. It stops being any kind of a remake or a reboot or whatever of the original Terminator, and that's fine. It's kind of its own reboot and sequel. So after that, it's completely its own movie. And J.K. Simmons shows up, and I loved him in this movie. I have to say, if I had one complaint, it's that we didn't see enough J.K. Simmons, and my other complaint is I don't think Jai Courtney was a great Kyle Reese, but he was fine. I mean, it didn't ruin the movie for me. I just think they could have gotten someone better. So everything in 2017 is basically modern day, and I get it. Kind of filming a movie set entirely in the 80s would be annoying to even attempt because you'd be worried about a billboard showing up or something on some like one frame that misdates the movie and the whole illusion is ruined. So that's fine. I get it. And seeing kind of how Kyle and Sarah are surprised at how everyone has like tablets now and this new operating system called Genisys, Genesys, like in the title. He's gonna go online and connect everything, and it does a good way of like basically playing the themes of the original Terminators with modern day because yeah, we basically could have a quote unquote Skynet like that. Now I don't think we necessarily will, but feasibly it could be done. I guess something that works similar to the cloud, whatever. So that's what they're trying to stop Genisys because Genisys is Skynet. And from that point on, I really liked the plot. I think the trailer did spoil a lot of things, but I'm not going to base my thoughts on how the trailer affected my experience because that's not fair. The director didn't make the trailer; it's not his fault. I think the movie in and of itself, I think it's solid. I liked it. I really liked Arnold's character this time around. He was the brains of it, and it was fun seeing Arnold play that kind of role because he's usually just action hero. He'll say a little bit of techno babble in Terminator 2 or 3, but usually he's just doing a bunch of fighting, and he does that in this one too. But he's also the smarts of it, and also kind of like a protective dad type figure to Sarah Connor. I liked it. It was a nice spin on the same character he's been playing. So, yeah, Arnold was great. For the most part, I did like the cast. Like I said, Jai Courtney, but could be worse. Could get Christian Bale as John Connor. Um, I would say compared to other Terminator movies, obviously not as good as the first two. Definitely better than Salvation. Um, Probably better than 3, although I didn't have as much of a problem with 3 as some people might have. But I would probably say this is the best non-James Cameron Terminator. And so yeah, I'd check it out if you just have the time. Don't bother with 3D. I saw it in 3D, and while the 3D wasn't bad, like I didn't have that just like that feeling of it being a lot of flat layers just kind of spaced out like some 3D movies give. It wasn't great 3D either. It was just kind of there. It wasn't distracting, but it didn't add anything to it. I guess compared to like similar, because of course 80s reboots has been a thing since reboots have been a thing, but more recently we've gotten like kind of revivals where they've taken a franchise that's been dead and instead of just rebooting it, they've kind of made another sequel to it or something. I would say I liked this a little bit more than Jurassic World, just on a technical level. I mean, I saw Jurassic World in IMAX, so that was a better experience, but the movie itself, I would say Terminator Genisys was better. I mean, could use more Chris Pratt, but there's always Terminator 6. RoboCop was a reboot, but that one comes to mind too as being a similar 80s robot movie that got revived. I did like this better than the new RoboCop, but I also didn't have a problem with RoboCop, the new one. But similar to RoboCop, I would say this one is meant as it's not meant to be standalone. Like the original Terminator was kind of meant to be standalone. Terminator 2 wasn't meant to have any sequels. 3, they kind of were like, I don't know, they kind of set it up where there could be one, but it was also kind of the end of the pre-Doomsday stories, so the only one you could do after that was Terminator Salvation, and I think there could be a good movie set after Judgment Day. We just haven't got one yet. But yeah, this one very specifically sets itself up for sequels. There's information that's not given. There's questions unanswered. There's a post-credit scene. I don't know what else more I have to say about it. Arnold's back. Kept telling us, we didn't listen. We knew he'd be back. Whatever. Check it out. If you like Terminator, you should at least should have an opinion on it. If you like Terminator, whether you like this movie or not, you should see it to just have your own opinion. And yeah, that's it. I'm Reverend Spaceman. I'm on Twitter at Rev Spaceman. I'm on Instagram. I think that's Reverend Spaceman. I'm on not much else. Bye.